What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to buy a house with no money down. Now, I know this probably sounds like some type of pie-in-the-sky fantasy, something you might hear in an infomercial at 3 in the morning, but in reality, these types of no money down deals happen all the time within the real estate investing industry. Now, there's really about 3 different categories of no money down deals, which we'll go over in this video. The first one would be what's called a wholesale transaction. So with a wholesale deal, in this scenario, let's say you find an off-market, non-listed fixer-upper property and put it under contract for $100,000. In your city, there may be lots of investors or different investors that maybe they pay $110,000 for that same exact type of fixer-upper house. Maybe they pay $115,000. Maybe they even pay $120,000. So what you'd be able to do is basically you would sell the rights of that contract to the other investor for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, whatever it may be. And you wouldn't actually be taking title to the property. Like, this wouldn't be like your personal residence or anything like that. This would be what's called a short-term flip. You'd be assigning the deal. It's called an assignment of contract. It's very common. It happens all the time. And it's a great way to get started if you're, let's say you're getting started in real estate investing. There's a very low risk strategy. And oftentimes rehabbers, in different cities, rehabbers are going to rely on wholesalers to find them deals, to do some marketing, to bring them leads and bring them good deals like that. So that would be the first no money down deal. The second way of doing a no money down deal would be using a private lender or even a hard money lender. So it's not going to be your own money. It's going to be someone else's money. So for this type of transaction, let's say you find a fixer-upper and you actually want to purchase it and renovate it yourself, but you don't have the funds. So oftentimes, most real estate investors will either use hard money, where hard money will cover generally most of the property, in some cases all of the property, but you might have to bring a little bit of money to the table. However, if you were to use a hard money lender as well as a private money lender, or in some situations you can a private money lender where it's just maybe an individual that has a lot of money sitting around that's interested in real estate but doesn't really have the right project, they can basically fund your deal and essentially be the bank. And the great thing about a private money lender is that it's going to be completely negotiable. So you could get a private money lender as low as like 8-9%. Generally speaking, I see private money rates somewhere between 10 and 12%. But basically, you would want your private money lender, or in some cases, you could have a couple private money lenders on the deal so that you wouldn't actually have to bring any of your own money to the table. What you would be bringing to the table is finding the deal. Maybe you have the expertise in the construction. You are taking a little bit of risk because technically, this private money lender could foreclose on you if you were to completely mess up the deal. But this can be a great way of purchasing a house, without using any of your own money. Okay, and the third way of buying a house with no money down would be what's called a subject to type of deal. Now, to be honest, I'll be straightforward here. I am not a subject to expert. That's not really my forte. I focus more on the rehabbing, wholesaling, private money aspect of things. But I'm sure there's countless videos out there on YouTube on exactly the dynamics and specifics of a subject to deal. Usually it's when you just overtake the payments, you overtake an existing mortgage that a seller might have in place, and you wouldn't necessarily have to put, money down. So you would overtake their payments and maybe get a good deal, for taking on that type of risk. So if that is something you're interested in, I would recommend, like I said, there's countless books, articles on exactly the dynamics of a subject to type of deal. But there you have it, 3 different ways of buying a house with no money down. So the first way would be what's called a wholesale strategy, wholesale deal, where you assign the rights of a property to another investor. It's a short-term flip, and it's a great way to get started in the real estate investing business. The second way of buying a house without using any of your own money would be using a private lender to cover the entire purchase price and rehab costs, or a hard money lender, or maybe even some combination of both of those. It's very common actually to see both a private money lender and a hard money lender on a deal. And the third way would be what's called a subject to deal, where you basically overtake the existing payments, the existing loan balance of a seller. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got a lot out of it. Hope it opened your eyes up to some more possibilities as far as deal making goes, especially no money down creative real estate strategies. So if you like this video, please give me a like, please subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. All right, bye.